Yay! Ha! Got him! Ha! Got him!
Firefight.
Defend the generator, Spartan. That's an order.
What's going on, friends? I hope you're doing great and thanks for tuning into my video. What's rolling right here is some Halo Reach generator defense firefight on the map Lookout, and I'm actually playing with my buddy Waffle Utapple. This was back when his PC was actually being nice and working. Generator defense is like a normal firefight, only the waves of Covenant are attempting to destroy 3 generators on the map, and of course you have to defend them. So if you've never played this game mode, it's actually extremely difficult. I've had some games of this in like single-digit minutes. They took no time, and if you saw, I actually typed in the chat, I told the guys, I was like, look, if you've never done this before, this is going to be over really quickly.
Don't have to worry about that, sweetheart. It'll all be over soon.
But we managed to actually do great, and as you will see, the events kind of took a turn though in the end, headed towards the end, so you'll see how that turned out. So if you're new to the channel or you haven't actually seen the last Have a Chat, the purpose of these videos is to function almost kind of like a reverse Q&A. I have a topic that I want to know your opinion on, and throughout the video I'll kind of give you my take. So when I say that, I don't mean it for shoots and giggles. I seriously want to know what you think, and the key aspect is your opinion here. So at the end, please go down to the comment section and let your voice be heard. So the topic for this Have a Chat: should multiplayer games still have campaigns? Now I didn't realize that rhyme when I wrote it, but anyways, why do I actually bring that up? So there's actually a lot of ideas floating around nowadays that multiplayer heavy titles should just focus on multiplayer only instead of using resources towards campaigns. This is actually not a new idea at all though. So in my own personal experience, Battlefield 1 was the first Battlefield that I played that didn't truly have a campaign. Instead, they went for a little bit of a different approach. They kind of have like short story missions that focus on different areas of World War I. And you know, with a traditional campaign, you have main characters who you're developing throughout the entirety of the campaign, but instead there were really no main characters. There's just short missions. They have characters, of course, but they're all different, and they're just focusing on different areas of World War I. Now, for reasons that I won't talk about in this video, I chose not to partake in Battlefield 5, but they went with pretty much the same idea there. Another example, which I actually haven't been a part of the Call of Duty community for ages, but Black Ops 4 was the first Call of Duty to not have a traditional campaign. They kind of went the same route as Battlefield 1. Now obviously Call of Duty kind of turned it in more of the traditional direction with Modern Warfare. That game has a full campaign, but you know, I'm more than positive that the ideas are still lingering around. So my answer to the question is flat out yes, and I truly believe that my answer to that question will always be yes. Now I want to make sure that you guys know that I'm not making this exclusive to shooters. There's plenty of other types of multiplayer games, but you know, personally, I'm only going to be referencing shooters here because that's mostly what I'm experienced with. With that being said, I planted my roots on titles like Goldeneye. I'm talking Nintendo 64 Goldeneye, and you know, Medal of Honor, things like that a little bit later. And these were titles that were renowned for their campaigns. Back then, of course, there was no online multiplayer, and there's an argument that because of that, naturally the campaigns were going to be better back then, which I will address in a little bit. Not only did those pioneer games have great campaigns, they also offered countless matches of fun split screen, which is a type of multiplayer. It might not be massive, online multiplayer, but it is a type of multiplayer. How about you? Where were your beginnings when it comes to multiplayer games? So a bit later in life, when the meta kind of started to change a little bit and the internet really was becoming a thing, you had titans, absolute titans like Halo and Call of Duty, which were some of the first titles to really kickstart multiplayer, like really kickstarted. I'm talking about beyond split screen. Now the thing about the early versions, Halo Combat Evolved, the first Call of Duties, 1 through 3, they were all made in that era before, like I said, before large scale multiplayer. Now their successors, Halo 2, Halo 3, Call of Duty 4, and Modern Warfare 2, they released at a point in time where the internet was being revolutionized. And not sure if that's a word, but we're gonna make it a word for now, okay? The internet was it was becoming a really big thing, right? Now let me ask you this. If you experience the release of anything between Halo 2 and Modern Warfare 2, were you looking forward to their campaigns? Now, if you're an OG Halo 2 fan, you probably want to go upside my head for asking a question like that. Yeah, of course you were looking forward to the campaign when it comes to Halo 2. Now, before I drive my point home, call me out on my bullcrap right now when I say that the brand new online multiplayer experience that those games offered were just as good, if not better, than some titles today. Tell me I'm wrong. Now stay with me here. The point that I'm getting at is that those titles were able to deliver priceless campaigns and multiplayer at the same damn time. There was no compromise there. I come from a mindset that a good title should be just as much about campaign, story, character development, character continuity, all of that. It should be about all of that just as much as the multiplayer. Those reasons are a part of why Halo 3 is considered to be my favorite game ever. In my opinion, that game could be carried by its campaign and offline experiences alone. Yet at the same time, Halo 3 is considered by a lot of people, not just me, it's considered to have one of the greatest online experiences ever. Now, even after saying all of that, I do have an objection, and I would be a bit of a hypocrite if I didn't address it. Battlefield 3 was the first multiplayer shooter I ever touched and did not play the campaign. Still, to this day, I have never played it. Now, why, you might ask? Well, why did you not touch the campaign? Battlefield 3 had a great campaign. I'm sure it did, but that's not the point here. So, for me personally, the multiplayer in that game was just that good. It was so good that I got snagged up in it, and I couldn't be bothered with anything else. Now, my thoughts in a situation like that is, okay, looking back, if that game had no campaign, I wouldn't have been fazed because I never even attempted to really play it. I might have played like the first few minutes of the first mission or something like that. But looking back, if it didn't have a campaign, I wouldn't have been fazed. In a situation like today, I do not feel that same energy. First of all, I am thoroughly convinced that no developer is safe from dropping the ball when it comes to new titles, and it's kind of scary. I'm not gonna talk smack about titles right now, but we all know how releases have been going the last few years. I feel like we're at a point in time right now where we need to hold developers to a higher standard and just remind them how this all started and where it all started. Imagine we get to a point where developers are going out, maybe asking their communities, hey, should we just focus on multiplayer? We would be able to provide a better experience if we only focus on multiplayer. Imagine developers going out to their communities and asking that question. And like I said, that's if they even bothered to ask that. Now, imagine they do that and they release the game with multiplayer only and the multiplayer sucks. Just imagine that. That is not a future that I want to be a part of. But that's all just my take. Speaking of campaigns, if you haven't already checked it out, I just did my first live video, my first kind of live commentary, live recording, and I'm doing a let's play of the entire Halo Reach campaign. I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I will link it in just a second at the end and also in the description below, of course, as well. I truly think you'll get a kick out of it if you're wanting something to just kind of chill out and watch and see a little bit less filtered version of myself. As you already know, I would definitely like to see your ideas on multiplayer titles still having campaigns in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this Have a Chat in the epic generator defense firefight, leaving a thumbs up will let me know and also help this video reach out to other awesome people like yourself. To see more of my content, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell icon, which will let you know when I upload a new video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you come back sometime.
Can't afford to lose any more ground in this war. Counter-Strike is en route.
Game over.